All right, first off, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach, Wamalak Yahweh Shai. That's all honor and glory to the Most High God through His Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and of course the Holy Spirit, man. Right? We'll kick it off with the opening precepts, as usual. Right? It's the book of Colossians, chapter 3, like it, chapter 3, and verse 17. And it reads, "And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Him." Right? Let me get the book of Ephesians. It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 11. "And He gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Hamashiach." Right? So everything that we do ultimately is for the magnification of the Most High's name, but it's also for the perfecting of the saints, right? And for the body of Yahweh Shai, which is one and the same, is for the Israelites, right? And what this is episode 2 of Cause and Effect. Normally, I'm gonna be doing this during the week, but through the Spirit, we're gonna do it as a Shabbat service today, man, right? And this one is entitled "Cause and Effect: The Deaf Culture and Its Effects," man. Right? There's a very, very strong deaf culture that's been propaganding. What's the word? How do I say that word? Propagated
That's it.
to our people, right, by the so-called white man on a very high level. And that's why we continue to kill each other, right? We got to understand something. The so-called white man, he kind of knows what's going on, right? He knows this. Let me get this in the book of Judith. It's been a while since I pulled this precept. Right? It's the book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 20. And it reads, "Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world." Right? So the so-called white man, he literally knows, right, that if we in sin, they can continue to overtake us. So he uses his sorcery and his witchcraft, right, to make sure that our people see things that are contrary to the way the Most High wants us to live, and he puts it out there on such a high level that our people feel like this is how they're supposed to act and what they should be doing. Right? The so-called white man is the savage on the earth. The so-called white man is the thief on the earth. The so-called white man is the damn murderer on the earth. But yet he puts it out there in our music, in our movies, in our TV shows, and even in video games, and makes it to where we become that. Right? And now our people, they see that, and because he sets it in straight, he sets it on high, our people want to follow suit with it. Right? Let's go to the book real quick before I start pulling the clips. Let's go to the classic of Ecclesiastes. Right? It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10 and verse 6. "Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place." So the Lord has set this folly, I'm not the Lord, the so-called white man has set this folly in great dignity. And because our people covet to be set on high, to be set in great dignity, they covet the folly that the so-called white man is putting forth before their eyes, and they ultimately try to follow that path, man. Right? And our people have to make sure and know literally that what? This is not the way. Right? This is why we continue to kill each other. Right? You got a precept, King, before I pull the clips?
I just grabbed one. This is Psalm 50, and I'll start at 16 to add to what you were saying about the wicked. You know what I'm saying? It says, "But unto the wicked God saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction, seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with them, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. thou slanderest thine own mother's son. And ultimately, they the ones that frame this against us. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones in control in all these high places that set these things up. The so-called Jewish man or Amalekite own all these different forms of media. You know what I'm saying? And they're the ones that form this up against us. You know what I'm saying? Like they set the standard. Like, but the cold part about it is, as we all know, if it be any other nationality or nation, you know what I'm saying, that's not the imagery that they show. But when it comes down to us, since they want us to wipe each other out, that big astonishment, you know what I'm saying, biblically, this is the type of imagery that they show us, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you got it.
Connor, real quick, let me get one more in the book of Daniel. Because we got to understand, like we brought out, right, on the last episode, me and the brother Potter, right, this, all forms of media is how they leave an impression. It's a form of witchcraft, right? I remember when Paul from 3 6 Mafia, he admitted it in their music with the way that they played it, right? The way they understood what it would do to people. It's the same way with the media when they consistently put the same thing out on media over and over and over. They reach into a certain frequency level, not to get too deep, because Jake get overly deep with the whole frequencies and vibrations. We're not getting into that. But there is a certain level where the brain tunes in, right? Let's get this in Daniel. All right, it's the book just showing you the other nations. Hey, they always use witches, man. They always was into witchcraft. This book of Daniel, chapter 2, right, in verse 2. Then the king commanded to call all the magicians and astrologers and the sorcerers and the Chaldeans for to show the king his dreams. So they came and stood before the king. Just going to the account that these magicians are really out there, man. It's always been magicians, right? Let's get this. Let's go ahead and share my screen. Right, we're gonna start it off with I'm gonna play a little bit of a song, right? And then we're gonna go into some things, man. Right? Let's get this one. Now, this song, this young boy has almost 7 million subscribers. The song has almost 605 million views. That's crazy, right? Now, this man is not even talented, but he has 7 million subscribers, right? Let's get a listen.
Yeah, I'm at the studio. Hold up, though. Ain't get to roll no weed. Ain't get to roll no switches. I was locked up on Christmas. Ain't get to see my niggas. Ain't get to hug my mama. Couldn't even give her no kisses. Can't even post on my Instagram. Could he pussy nigga be snitching? Everybody acting suspicious. Might probably say that I'm tripping. When I'm all alone in my jail cell, I tend to get in my feelings. And all I smoke is that loud. Don't pass me no midget. And I'ma smoke all of my pain away, cause that's the only thing that gon' heal it. I don't understand you women who go around pretending as if they really fuck with me. So I love them all from a distance. Cause the same bitch say she down the ride, be the main one who tricking. Got my limits with promethazine, cause every time I wake up in the morning, I got murder on my mind. AK-47s, Mac 11s, Glocks and 9s, and all these pussy niggas hate and trying.
All right, we're gonna stop right there, right? Now, you see, the imagery itself shows you a lot, right? The imagery itself portrays a lot. The imagery itself in the video shows you what they're trying to convey, even with the reptiles. Even down to the reptiles, man, right? And the song says what? Every time I wake up, I have murder on my mind, right? That's madness. How is that okay to play on the radio? How is that okay to play anywhere? Man? How is that okay? Right? Let's pull this up. Right, where is it at? So, well, let me get this. Let me add another page. Let me add another thing. Right? Let's see what happened to it. What's going on with this young man? Right? Right? YNW Melly. It's the man with murder on his mind. Right? It says what? I'm surprised it takes so long for it to come up. Oh, prosecutor in YNW Melly case wanted rapper's mother banned from the trial. Right? Judges find no cover in YNW Melly's murder prosecution. And when you read about it, he's being prosecuted with murdering his two close friends, man. Right? He put those spirits on himself. He put those spirits on himself by what? Singing into the exact song, the type of songs that the so-called white man want him to put out there before our people. Charged with murdering his friends, man. Right? Let's look at this real quick. Right here. So let's see what this does to our people. So it says, for most offenses, black youths were arrested at a higher rate than white youths in 2018. Right? It says murder and non-negligent manslaughter. Right? White, 1,400. And we know, that probably should be a lot higher. Right? Nonetheless, we know that they got a lot more going on than 1,400. We know what they do. But then look here. For blacks, 10.6. Right? Racial rate, 7.6. Look, look, that would almost be 10 times the rate. We're arrested for murder at 10 times the rate of the so-called white man. 10 times the rate. And we're not the ones that were given that weapon. Let's get that. That wasn't us. We're not the people that's the murderers. We're not the people that's the killers. It's a lot. We're not the people that's the killers. Right? That's more of that's Esau's trade, man. That's what Esau does. We don't do that. Esau does that, man. Right? Let me get this. The book of Genesis. Right? It's the book of Genesis. Chapter 34. No, 32. Genesis 32. And verse. Nope, Salakia. Maybe 30. Hold on. Bear with me. Been a minute. 29, I think it is. Come 30. 27. Genesis chapter 27 and verse number 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. With corn and with wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me even also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from thy neck. Right? So Esau is the one who got the blessing to be literally what? Killing, man, with his sword. Not us, right? But us through envy and through covetousness, right? We have picked up on his ways and allowed his witchcraft to take over our mind. And now we follow suit in that way, man. Right? Let's get this in the book of James. Right? It's the book of James. Oh, it's a lot. Book of James, chapter 4 and verse 1. From whence come wars and fightings among you? Come they not hence, even of your lusts that war in your members? Right? A lot of this come from what? The lust that war in our members. Right? And we kind of want to, like I said, it says, like the Bible says, folly is set in great dignity. Right? And they set like I just showed it. The man had what? 605 million views on that. You know how many young so-called blacks want to have 605 million views on their videos, man? Or want to be known like this? So they follow the ways. They follow what they're seeing, what's being perpetuated to them, man. Right? It says what? Verse 2, ye lust and have not, ye kill and desire to have and cannot obtain. Ye fight and war, yet have not because ye ask not. Right? It says ye kill. So we literally kill. Why? Because of covetousness. Right? And the first killing starts with what? The killing of ourselves by delivering our souls to the so-called white man to do as he asks us to do, to be made highly esteemed. And we know this to be true. The Bible teaches you this. Let's go to the book of Luke. Classic. Right? It's the book of Luke, chapter 4, and I'm going to start at verse 5. And the devil taking him up into a high mountain showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the Lord of them, for that is delivered unto me. And whomsoever I will give it, if thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine. Right? So Satan said, whoever worships him, he can give him the power over all the kingdoms. Right? And we know who worships Satan. We know who has power over all the kingdoms. Let's get this real quick. I'm building a point. Let's get this. It's Job. Right? Classic precepts. We got to just tie them together. Right? It's the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So the earth has been given to the so-called white man. So we know the so-called white man has the power over the kingdoms because he worships Satan. Right? And you worship Satan, right, with witchcraft and so on and so forth and all kind of other left-handed things. But what does the so-called white man tell the so-called black man, the Israelite man? Right? Let's go to the book of Maccabees. It's the book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 7. Oh, Salaki. I'm in 1st Maccabees. 2nd Maccabees, chapter 7, and verse number 24. Now Antiochus, thinking himself to be despised and suspecting it to be a reproachful speech, whilst the youngest was yet alive, did not only exhort him by words, but also assured him with oaths that he would make him both a rich and happy man if he would turn from the laws of his fathers, and that also he would take him for his friend and trust him with affairs, man. Right? You see that? So he literally makes these promises to our people. If you leave your laws and follow me, I will give you riches. Right? And that's what you see in this music, man. You got a precept real quick while I pull something up, King?
Just add to two of your points. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, like you said, with the Job, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Looking at the times, and knowing that we're definitely in these end times, you know what I'm saying, and we're on the verge of, World War III and everything that's been prophesied in Matthew 24 is coming to pass at the moment. So what does it say? 2nd Esdras 6 and 9, for Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we know that they have their hands on everything, that they're in rulership, you know what I'm saying? And then Salakia. And then the other point, as far as them being hunters, that being their gift or whatnot, I'm gonna grab this real quick. This is Ezekiel 35, and I'm gonna start at 2 for context. It says, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. So, I mean, if you didn't know, if you tuned in and you didn't know, of course, this would be Esau, the Edomites, or whatnot, Idumea, or whatnot, like that. That'd be these people. That's what it's talking about with Mount Seir. Just like when scriptures talk about Mount Zion, that'll be referring to Israel, right? So I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in their time of calamity, because that was their gift with the sword, right? It says, in the time that their iniquity had an end, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. They love shedding blood. They walk around every land, you know what I'm saying, like just natural born predators. But through media, you know what I'm saying, and propaganda, like the brother brought out, we're made to be the predators. We make it, like you say, we fill up the jail cells at a high rate. What was that you just brought up? That the murder rate or something like that?
It was the arrest rate.
Okay, the arrest rate, right? But like he said, like they do it more than us at a higher level than us. They just don't get prosecuted for it. Like they don't get handled the same way when it comes down to the court system, right? But yeah, you got it, bro.
I want to share this because what I just read, right, about the so-called white man. It said the so-called white man said he'll take them for a friend, man. Right? Give them riches and take them for a friend if they leave their laws, man. Right? Let's pull it. Let me pull this up before I pull up something else. Right? Check this out. Right? You got Michael Rubin's all-white party, man. And Michael Rubin is a billionaire, right? And look what you have here. You have Yo Gotti, it's a basketball player. I'm drawing a blank from his name. Damn, I forget his name. I'll come back to it. Look at this: Jay-Z, Birdman, right? Are these men keeping the commandments? Right? What does Yo Gotti perpetuate to our people? Selling dope, cocaine music. Yo Gotti ain't had to, if he did sell dope, he ain't had to do that. No, man, 15, 20 years, but he still make song about it, right? Still tell our people to kill each other and sell dope to each other, right? Same with Baby, right? Same with Jay-Z, right? Look at this, man. Taken for a friend. And none of these people are keeping the commandments, right? None of these people are walking in the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. They've been taken for a friend and been given riches, man, right? Let's see who else is in here. It's a lot, right? Damn Usher. See that? And there's a picture floating around. I'm gonna see if I can get it. Of Usher sitting with a witch, man, with his arm around him. Right?
One of him in a skirt.
And it's one of him in a skirt, man. Now look at this, Drake. You got what he throwing up. Look what he throwing up. Right? That's a satanic symbol. Right? And look what Meek Mill throwing up. The same satanic symbol. Right? Have left their laws. Right? And this man right here perpetuates murder. And Drake never came out rapping about murder, but if you listen to him lately, he got a couple of bars in there where he's talking about murder. Right? He was all about the damn girls, man. Hey, this is little Jimmy from Degrassi, man. And look what happened to him when he got taken for a friend. Right? Damn, Meek Mill, we know he perpetuates murder on a high level. We know he perpetuates selling cocaine on a high level. And these men have been taken for a friend. Right? That little dirt, right? See that? All these men perpetuate murder, right? And they've been taken for a friend. Why? Because they have left their laws. And now we have the residual effects of our youths living in what they've set up and given our people, man. And we making this episode to bring light to it, to shine light upon it, that Lord willing, somebody that does not know about these things will come past this video and actually learn from this video, man. Right? Let's get an account of somebody who followed this death culture and affect on a high level what happens to somebody following this death culture.
Is facing multiple charges tonight.
Found several weapons inside Mikey Williams' home.
Faces up to 28 years in prison.
He said, we better get to stepping or we're going to leave with bullet holes.
Out of custody on $50,000 bail.
The Mikey Williams case is heading to trial, and it's a whole new ball game. Beyond the courts, beyond the dunks.
I'm going to let the majority of this video play because I think it's very important for people to see this.
This isn't just about basketball anymore. Once hailed as a future star, Mikey is now facing a trial that could potentially end his promising career. I mean, think about it, folks. This young prodigy once had the entire world at his fingertips, poised to take the basketball world by storm. But now it's all hanging in the balance with the possibility of a staggering 28-year prison sentence. It's a story that's as startling as it is heartbreaking. Mikey's dream of donning that Memphis Tigers jersey and hitting the hardwood this season might be over. And that's not all. His aspirations of making it to the NBA? Well, they might be on the brink of crumbling. Stay tuned as we explore a surprising twist that could change Mikey Williams' story. Mikey Williams was a name that had the basketball world buzzing not too long ago. Explosive dunks, an unstoppable offensive force. He was a walking bucket, and everyone knew it. It was all but certain that NBA franchises had their eyes on him. But as they say, fame can be fleeting. Off the court, Mikey was already a hero to millions, boasting a staggering 1 million followers on social media. And let's not forget that among those followers were heavyweights like Drake, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant. By the end of his sophomore year, his following had skyrocketed to an astonishing 3.2 million. The kid was a sensation. Just last year, in November, we saw Mikey commit to play for the Memphis Tigers under the legendary Penny Hardaway. It was supposed to be the next step in his journey to NBA glory. But here's the twist. He's currently not allowed to be a part of the basketball team until his legal issues are resolved. There's even a grim possibility that he might never don that Tigers jersey on the court again. A 4-star high school recruit is heading to trial, facing a barrage of gun-related felony charges. 6 in total. Assault with a weapon, firing into an occupied vehicle. These aren't just words, they're potential years behind bars. If convicted on all counts, he's looking at a potential sentence of up to 28 years behind bars. Now, these allegations come from an incident on March 27th. Shots were fired at a car leaving his home in unincorporated Jamul, eastern San Diego County. The situation escalated from a heated argument and bullets were aimed at the vehicle. Luckily, no one was harmed. He was taken into custody and later posted bail at $50,000. But now his future at basketball is hanging by a thread. The most recent preliminary court hearing has revealed unsettling details. Although direct witnesses didn't see Williams pull the trigger, 2 young women testified to his threats. According to Ziegler, one of them recounted him saying, "We better get to stepping or they'll leave with bullet holes." Another one recalled, "We're up in the mountains, so no one will be able to save us or help us." These testimonies cast a dark shadow over Mikey's once bright future. The intriguing testimonies. In the courtroom, a series of witnesses took the stand, painting a picture that could change the trajectory of Mikey Williams' career. They all made one thing clear. None of them were armed, and they didn't threaten Mikey. But here's where it gets intriguing. One of the girls who testified initially made statements to the police, but later retracted part of her account on the witness stand. She showed hesitancy when questioned about whether she had ever seen Mikey wield a firearm. What's more, she mentioned feeling pressure during the police questioning. It's a revelation that raises questions about the case's integrity. But wait, there's more. Giovanni Solis, the one who drove the group to Mikey's home, provided a different perspective. He stated that he initially stayed in the car, but later glanced back and claimed to have seen Mikey holding what appeared to be a gun. This contradiction in testimonies adds another layer of complexity to the case. Hold on, because it gets even more intriguing. According to Ziegler, one witness alleged that another individual attempted to dissuade him from testifying, offering a tantalizing deal in exchange for payment. "She told me I will get paid. She didn't say by whom. She said she was getting a contract from Mikey." And it's not just the witnesses who make this story complex. Memphis forward J.J. Taylor, a high school teammate and close friend of Williams, was present both at the scene and during the hearing. But here's the twist. Many witnesses said JJ and others were trying to calm Mikey and resolve the problem. Legal limbo. This is yet another unexpected roadblock for Mikey on his journey to suit up for Memphis this season. The Tigers have an exhibition game against Lane College on October 29th. Their regular season starts 8 days later.
We're gonna rest it right there, right? Well, if we watched on the video, Cameron and Mace, they have a podcast, and on the podcast they were discussing this, and they asked, do they think that the music has something to do with what's going on with Mike? And they emphatically said, yes, it's the music. So it's not a hard thing to understand that the music is putting these type of spirits on our people without now they want to be like the heathen, right? Why? Because they glamorize that folly being set in such a great dignity makes it look like it's what you're supposed to be. It makes it look fun. It's glamorized, right? Let's get this precept. And our people always had that spirit on them of wanting to be like the other nations when the Lord said not to be like them. Let me get this real quick. Right? 1 Samuel. It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 8 and verse 5. And said unto him, behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all nations. Right? They wanted to be like the nations, man. They always wanted to be like the nations. Right? And our people are still like that. Right? They see the wickedness, and instead of them seeing the wickedness and wanting to go the opposite way, they want to be like the other nations. Right? Let's get this. Classic as well. First Maccabees. It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. Right? The so-called white man gives our people license to do after these ordinances, man, to follow these ways, man. Right? And the first way that he does it is by making it attractive to make you want to do it. Right? So he's made this deaf culture extremely attractive to our people in a myriad of ways, man. A lot of ways, man. Right? Music is one of the chief ways, but you have movies as well. You have TV shows as well, man. Right? Hey, if you can't handle watching Power, hey, you might get the ghost spirit on you, man. Right? Look at this right here. Now, this is chiefly a so-called white man thing, but nonetheless, it's because of what they use to put forth as in the deaf culture. It's also going to help. The Lord put this there to also help bring the anarchy and the sedition that's going to happen. It says U.S. surpasses 500 mass shootings in 2023 gun violence archive, man. Right? Literally 500 mass shootings in 2023. Surpasses 500. Look at this. This is first-person shooter games. I was looking for the sale numbers, right, in comparison to other games. But look at this, 4.7 million Gears of War, right? Gears of War 2, 3 million, right? Doom, 3.5 million, right? Doom 3, 3.4 million, right? Control, 3 million, right? This is crazy. 4.7 million sales in a year, right? For a game, but it's a first-person shooter game. A game that has these people's minds set on this it gives them a euphoria. When you're playing that game, it feels like euphoria when you're actually feeling like you're actually living it and shooting it. Anybody that's went to an arcade and played in the first-person shooter game, you can see the fun in it because it makes you feel almost like you're there. Don't even take it a step further and go do it in VR, virtual reality, right? So now it becomes glamorized in your mind. And if you have a weaker spirit, it becomes easy to you to think that you can kill somebody and walk away from it without any repercussions, right? And it becomes something that you start to want to do, right? It's part of his witchcraft. You got any points, King?
Not at the moment.
Right? Let's get this real quick. Get another song.
shots fired, my window open. I watched that traffic, did them dirty shots. I got, they know to be active, cause I ain't going. All this traffic, did them dirty shots.
It's like,
Fired, my window open. I watched that nigga spin around, kept on rolling. I'm on some motion. He barely made it. I'm like, fuck it, I'm posted up. I'm getting close. Call his partners and put them up. Hocus pocus, cause it ain't over. Hey, back to back, we hit them up. They know what my intentions is. On the streets, bitch, I'm a judge. My ops gon' get this life sentence thing. Check the Skoda cemetery full. I done put all of them bitches in. 3 bodies in the same month. That other body was on accident. I know they tired of dressing up in them suits, but bitch, I'm sick of them. My gorillas got the drop, just need the car, go get the windows tint. Hey, left a nigga brain dead. Oh well, here them.
you see that? Now, how is that not demonic? How is it not demonic to sit there and to promote killing people like it's a good thing? All right, let me get this, man. How is that not demonic? You feel good. You feel good to get on the microphone, get behind the microphone, and rap about killing people. That's madness, man. Right? This is the book. And they ain't talking about killing nobody but their own people, right? This is the book, Exodus chapter 20 and verse 13. Thou shalt not kill. It's just that simple, right? It's just that simple, right? But our people, they don't follow that because this witchcraft that's been put forth before their face, right? And now they have no problem with killing each other, man, right? And now look what that's gotten us. And it's like I said, the so-called white man knows this. Let me go back to Judith real quick, get another precept out of Judith, right? The book of Judith, chapter 10, and verse 11. And now that my Lord be not defeated and frustrated of this purpose, even death is now fallen upon them. No, that's not it. Salakia. Verse 10, verse 11 and verse 10. Chapter 11 and verse 10. Judith 11 and 10. Salakia. Therefore, O Lord and governor, reject not his word, but lay it up in thine heart. For it is true, for our nation shall not be punished, neither can the sword prevail against them, except they sin against their God. And I just read that what? Thou shalt not kill. And now we understand why the sword continues to prevail against us and our people. And now we understand why the so-called white man wants to continue to perpetuate things that makes us sin against our God, because what? Now the sword can prevail against us, right? We continue to follow in the ways of the nations, and the sword continues to prevail against us. Right, the Lord told us, right? Let me get this in the book of Leviticus, right? We still trying to be like the so-called white man. Now how did we become the savages, man? How did we become the savages? How did we become the people? How did we become the people that when somebody looks at us, they can turn their face up at us? You know. We the ones with the laws that set us apart. We the ones with the righteous laws, man. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 24. Defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for in all these nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. All these nations that was cast out before us was defiled. And all the nations that weren't even cast out, they're all defiled, man. And the Lord said not to defile yourself with these things, man. Not to defile yourself with these people, man. Right? What the Lord say in Leviticus 20. It's Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Most High, am holy, and have severed you from other people that ye should be mine. We've been severed from the Most High God. We've been set apart from the Most High God. But yet we become dim. We become dim because we keep following in the culture that the so-called white man puts before our face, man. And he continues to put it before our face, right? Let's get this real quick. In the book of Lamentation. It's the book of Lamentation. I'm going to start at 1. I'm going to jump around a little bit, man. Right? Then we got a couple more clips to bring up. Right? It's the book of Lamentation. Chapter 1 and verse number 8. Jerusalem hath grievously sinned, therefore she is removed. All that honored her despise her, because they have seen her nakedness. Yeah, she sigheth and turneth backwards, man. Everybody sees our nakedness, man. Everybody sees it. It's before everybody's face. We're a proverb amongst the heathen, man. They damn laughing at us, man. Right? Let me get that real quick. That's not what I want. Salakia. Can't never remember this precept. Nope, that's not it. Oh, but we need that though. Hey, get Psalms 106 and 35 real quick, King. Let me try to find this. I think it's Psalms 41. Psalms 106 and 35 outside.
This is Psalm 106 and 35. But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works, and they served their idols, which were a snare unto them.
See that? We're mingled among the heathen and learn their works, man. Right? The brother just send it to me. I believe this is it. Yes, this is it. Psalms 44 and 14. Right? I'm gonna start at verse 12. And it says, Thou sellest thy people for naught, and doest not increase thy wealth by their price. Thou makest us a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that are round about us, man. We're a reproach to the neighbors, man, and a scorn and derision to those that are round about us, right? Walking around acting crazy, man. Acting like literal savages, man. Literally ready to shoot and kill our own people at any given moment, right? It says what? Verse 14, Thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of head among the people, man. They kind of look at us and shake their head at us. Kind of niggas. Right? Let's go back to Lamentation, man. All because what? We following in the culture that the so-called white man puts before our face. And how did he do it? I'm telling you, the way he did it is very simple. He set folly in great dignity, which means high regard. Right? Let's go back to Lamentation. Right? It's Lamentation chapter 2 and verse 5. The Lord was an enemy. He have swallowed up Israel. He has swallowed up all her places. He have destroyed his strongholds and have increased the daughter of Judah mourning and lamentation, and have taken away his tabernacle as if it were of a garden. He have destroyed his places of assembly. The Lord has caused the solemn feasts and Sabbaths to be forgotten in Zion, and have despised in indignation of his anger the king and the priest. The Lord hath cast off his altar. He have abhorred his sanctuary. He have given into the hand of the enemy the walls of her palaces. They have made a noise in the house of the Lord in the day of a solemn feast. The Lord have proposed to destroy the wall of the daughter of Zion. He have stretched out a line. He have not withdrawn his hand from destroying. Therefore, he made the rampart and the wall lament and languish together. Right? I'm gonna jump to verse 15. All that passed by clapped their hands at thee. They hissed and wagged their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauties, the joy of the whole earth? Question mark. Huh? You see that? You see that? All that passed by because of what? Because of this folly, man. Right? Hey, if you could bring something out real quick, whatever you may got.
Yeah, Khan. I just as far as like I had a thought about what you was getting at with the video games and all that. Like when I think back, coming up in the 90s, the majority of the video games was like more so fighting games, boxing, wrestling, and that's what we would do. But now since it's all first shooter video games, as you've shown, now that's also pushed upon us, like you said, and as well as with the music, with our young, impressionable, underdeveloped minds, we look at these people you know what I'm saying, damn near as idols. And through the music, we feel like they're really living out these things or whatnot. And now it's like we gotta prove ourselves. This is how I show that, you know, I'm not to be played with, or this is how, you know, so-called, you know, cool in this world. And that's just wild that happens, you know what I'm saying? But it's let me grab this real quick. But as you also said, it's just us. It's us versus us. And the music, of course, is putting us against each other. It's not like we're doing this against any other nation. So this is Isaiah 3:5. It says, and the people shall be oppressed, everyone by another, and everyone by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable. And it's really just, you know, the children that's, you know, the seed is being sown in their mind. And I mean, you see how young old buddy was, what's his name? Mike, yeah. You see how young he is, and the majority of these people, as well as, you know, all these young people incarcerated for thinking that this is the way I need to operate, this is the way I need to move because of this social engineering or programming. You know what I'm saying? But you got it, brother.
Come on, I got some clips I want to pull up, man. Right. So we got another individual, right? Because Mikey Williams, he was a millionaire already. He became a millionaire at 16 due to NIL deals, the likeness of his name, right? He had deals with Gatorade and various other places, man. So he had no need to one. That's how you know it's the music. Why do you want to be that way? Why are you acting that way? You don't gotta act that way, right? But the music and how it's glorified makes it seem like even being a basketball star ain't enough. And it used to be everybody want to be a basketball star. I don't give a damn what they was in. They wanted to be a basketball star. That's why you would see rappers out there hooping, man, right? Because everybody wants to be a basketball star. So now the music is so crucial that it makes basketball stars want to act like these niggas, man. That's how you know it's witchcraft, right? Let's get this. Ja Morant is one of the biggest stars in the NBA, right? One of the biggest stars.
Done it again. Ja Morant has done it again. He's shown a gun on Instagram Live again. Now, it wasn't his Instagram. It
And you see they listening to music, right?
was who I could only assume was his friend's Instagram Live. And you see him, he has it out. I can't play the audio because it's music, obviously copyrighted music. And his friend quickly notices that he shouldn't have shown Ja Morant holding the gun and holds the phone up tight to his chest. And obviously that's to hide the fact
Right.
of what.
So Ja Morant, that's the second time he showed himself holding a gun, right? Did it in a strip club as well, right? Let's pull something up. Let's read this. It's NBC Sports, in case anybody cares about the source. Ja Morant allegedly punched and flashed a gun at a teen during a pickup game. This nigga playing a pickup game. A damn pickup game. Right? In the midst of a damn pickup game, he punches a teenager and then shows him the gun. Right?
He went above the rim on him.
It's madness, right? Let's show this.
I'm Tommy G, and you might be wondering how I got here. I have a reputation for getting crazy things on camera. These fellas heard I was coming to their city, and they told me to link up, so I did. This is a story of St. Louis.
Homicide in East St. Louis.
No, matter of fact, I should have played that. Let me play that. Let me go back.
And don't offend them.
I heard gunshots everywhere, more than
Homicide in East St. Louis.
New video
tonight, gunfire outside of a gas station. 3 loved ones killed in the last week as police in East St. Louis investigate. The mother of one of the victims has had it.
We're about 20 minutes outside of St. Louis. Let's talk to the locals and see if they think this is a good idea.
Now, this is a damn Edomite. He's safe. He's going to one of the worst places in America with a camera, and he's safe. Think about that. Think about how destroyed our minds actually are. You know what? You know why? Because the music does not show Jake killing Esau. The music is about Jake killing Jake. This is how you know it's witchcraft. So Esau can walk in there with a camera. But if me or Jamaica was to go to St. Louis unknown into one of these hoods and have a damn camera, we wouldn't make it out, man. This is how you know it's witchcraft. This is an Edomite.
Advice they have for us. We're going to St. Louis. It's apparently the #1 murder capital in this country. Is that something you're familiar with or you've heard anything about?
Yes, I have.
Is that a place you ever go to?
No, it's a place I avoid.
Too scary?
Almost definitely. I went there for last year's 4th of July. I swear, I heard.
Risking ass.
Risking ass with it, man. Hey, anything you don't want in camera, just hide it. Just because you never know who'll be watching this. Yeah. Oh shit, you guys fucking got your after school projects here, huh?
After school projects, I heard big toys.
So tell us about this area. I'm a Milwaukee boy. I don't really know.
Yeah, but look.
Who is this?
This is our people, fam.
You guys got the whole crew rolling in, huh? How would you describe this city?
Man, this motherfucker gruesome. Goddamn me, this motherfucker real deal. Goddamn me, you can't play no games with these niggas out here. Goddamn me, look, check this out. Your own cousin started rapping. Hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Don't point anything at him, okay? Don't point anything at him. Hey, what's the St. Louis slang?
So imagine that, bro. Imagine that. The Edomite out there in the hood with a camera, and he's safe. And he even tells him, hey, don't point it at him. They say, nah, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do that. Hey, we try to tell Jake one thing in righteousness, and Jake flip out on it. Nigga, who the fuck you think you is? Real fast. You see that? That's how you know that it is witchcraft, man. Because the music that they put out there is not music about Jake killing the so-called white man. If that was the music, it wouldn't be said in great dignity, man. They wouldn't play that. That wouldn't get no play. That wouldn't get no radio play. Right? Let's get another one real quick.
Violent crime in Jacksonville is a top concern for all of you. And for the first time, our cameras are allowed, so we can give you a front row seat to what the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is doing to stop the hundreds of rival gang members who are responsible for much of the violent crime.
I-Team investigator Vic Michelucci spent several days and nights with specialized units so you can see how they're taking guns, drugs, and killers off the street.
Look, we hear you. You're tired of crime in your community. Learning about shooting after shooting on the news, concerned about your loved ones.
Breaking news, a deadly shooting.
Police are on the scene of a double shooting.
There's an SUV down there with bullet holes in it.
And we know that many of you want to know what police are doing to not just...
All right, I just wanted to get the clip showing that it's ridiculous. The murder that's going on with our people, man. Right? And we ain't even going into Chicago.
St. Louis City First on Fox, St. Louis City police say an argument in the Grove neighborhood left a man and a woman who knew each other dead. Fox 2's Kelly Hoskins looks at the investigation and what residents are saying about the violence that left another person wounded.
A triple shooting happened here near Gibson and Boyle Avenue near this security organization building behind me. Now, residents say they heard at least 10 gunshots and then they ran for cover. And we can show you some scene video from last night when the tragedy all unfolded. Police identified the victims as 46-year-old Tanette Brown and 45-year-old Stephen Bowden. Both live in St. Louis. And we're told the third victim, a woman, is still in the hospital listed in serious condition.
Damn 40-year-olds, man. Not even kids. Last one.
On May 31st, 2023, at approximately 7:15 p.m., an off-duty Chicago PD officer named Quan Spencer pulled up to a dumpster blocking an alleyway on West Maypole while driving his personal vehicle. The investigation indicates that preliminary information received on the scene indicated that after moving the dumpster, Officer Spencer was fired upon, prompting him to run back to his vehicle and return fire. However, third-party footage shows a different story entirely. A separate angle, which shows the officer in the top right corner, appears to show the officer discharging his firearm prior to being shot at. As soon as the officer fires the initial shot, multiple individuals scurry to cover, and they have no way to know he is an off-duty police officer. Two individuals begin to return fire in the direction of the officer.
Well, that's not really going into what we're going into. I can't say nothing about that. You know, I can't say nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't, you know, that ain't nothing off about that at all. But the whole point of the matter is, right, Esau's death culture, the cause and effect of Esau's death culture is made plain, right? Oh, it was one more thing I want to show. Let me show this. Right. What you have here right here is a list of murdered hip hop artists, right? They list due to this death culture that's been put out there. Look at this. Look at this. That's crazy. Right? That's what this death culture has done. Right? And if we go through that list and we see the difference between around 2017, all the how short the list is before 2017 and how long the list is after 2017, when they started really showing that really going into the death culture, man. Right? So we gotta, let me get this real quick. Classic precept. Because all this comes from the envying of the riches and the way the so-called white man lives, right? That's why we covet the things that he has to offer, and we follow into the cultures that he promotes and puts forth to our people, right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy not thou oppressor and choose none of his ways, man, right? We gotta not choose the way of the so-called white man. Hey, we got to choose the way of the Lord, the righteous ways of the Most High God, right? He's given us strict and straight commandments, right? We're supposed to love our people, and we got to literally cast down the spirit of these wicked things that the Edomites are trying to set forth before our people's face, right? So, in short, that's the cause and the effect of the death culture that America and the so-called white man is promoting to our people, right? So, Lord willing, somebody who's edified will be edified in the coming days. You got a precept, King?
Nah, that's you ended it well.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.